My name is Rebecca Leon and I'm a GP. In this series, I'm going to investigate how frontline GPs support people affected by cancer, how to improve relationships between primary and secondary care, and most importantly, how to maintain a patient-centred approach. This episode, we're at Maggie's. The Manchester Maggie Centre is a stone's throw away from the Christie Hospital, offering practical, emotional and social support to people affected by cancer. Maggie's complements what the Christie has to offer. The hospital is clinically driven, while Maggie's focuses on the holistic needs of the patients and carers. The Manchester Hub is one of 22 Maggie centres in the UK. These tiny havens have helped support oncology patients and their loved ones living with and beyond their disease. Maggie's can work in addition, in parallel or separately to ongoing anti-cancer therapy. In contrast to the clinical environment, Maggie's provides something different, a contribution to the continued well-being of an individual as they progress through their cancer journey. I asked Sinead, the head of the centre, why is this important?
I think what Maggie's recognise after 20 years of supporting people affected by cancer is that what people tell us they need is somewhere to receive advice and support about the practical things, the emotional, the social things that are affected by cancer diagnosis, but within reach of the hospital, but not the hospital, so a non-clinical space. And so that's what we provide within walking distance, so that people, if they're having an appointment or they're coming past the Christie and they know it so well, they can just drop in.
They can pop in. I mean, the Christie being down the road, is there anything significant about kind of the walkway?
Quite a deliberate thing really, because people come here without referral. People don't need to be sent here or with a letter or a referral form or anything. They come themselves, so it's mentioned to them and then they make that walk for themselves, and that's really important for people to feel that they've taken those steps for themselves. And as they walk away from the hospital, they walk into our woodland walk, which connects us with the Christie. We are on Christie land and we are working together. This is a collaboration, but it feels different as people walk towards us.
It does. Do you feel that Maggie's is able to offer all of this to the local Manchester population, whether they're Christie's or being treated at other hospitals? Is it dealing with their needs?
We understand the cancer population of this area. We understand how many people that the Christie treat over there and how many outpatient visits there are. But we also realise that there are people out there in the Greater Manchester area who are not currently having treatment, and they need help and support too.
Maggie's is a charity and it requires financial input from local fundraisers. Jim Martin, chairman of Maggie's Manchester, joined me for an informal catch-up and further insight into the wonders of Maggie's. So you're hoping, Jim, mentioned about eventually like the community to be kind of take over the fundraising. Will it be still the same type of thing, as in the community, the local community do the fundraising, or is it other ways that you're hoping to finance it?
Well, there will still be other ways of doing it, but ultimately 5 years from now, it will be community-based fundraising.
Community-based
not
fundraising.
necessarily just community of the Didsbury area.
No.
We'll be much wider than that, because we would be serving the 3.2 million people that live and work in the Greater Manchester area.
Yes.
So we've got to go beyond Didsbury and to other areas of that conurbation that will help us to generate the income.
Maggie's encourage a communal atmosphere, sitting around the kitchen table, sharing a cup of tea and striking up a conversation or quietly working on your laptop. It caters for all types. Over a competitive game of dominoes, Sinead and I discussed another cohort of patients, those people who have finished their treatment regime but are living with the consequences of having or had cancer. This could be physical, psychological or emotional consequences and require additional professional support. Talked about in Maggie's, it's a place for people who've been at the Christie that can come over here in between appointments. Does it offer for patients kind of living with and beyond cancer?
I think a lot of the people we see are living with and beyond cancer. Yes, people come when they're having treatment, but not just from the Christie, from other hospitals as well. Yeah. There are a lot of people out there who have done well following treatment and who are now moving on. And those people tell us, and the evidence base suggests, that there are a lot of people out there who feel isolated, who feel that they can't express some of the feelings they may have because they want to move on. They don't want to appear ungrateful, they don't want to worry their family and friends, they don't want to keep bringing it up, but they don't want it to define them. But there may be unfinished business, things that they need to talk about. And so that's very much a part of what we offer here for people.
I mean, the complications of anti-cancer treatment,
Yeah.
we see a lot of that in general practice, and a lot of patients feel kind of guilty for complaining. You know, they're like, treatment's over, I've been cured, or I'm in remission.
Yeah.
And they don't want to tell people that actually the side effects from the treatment is worse than going through it themselves.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of that here?
Yes, we do. I mean, it's said in so many different ways. Some people will say exactly as you said. You know, I should be grateful. I shouldn't be going on about this. I should be da. You know, and I think, well, why shouldn't you? You know, it's fine. Something terrible happened to you and your family. Something happened to your body that's changed things forever. And let's acknowledge that. Let's not pretend it didn't happen, because you've now got to live with what happened and find a way to move forward after what happened. And we permit, for want of a better word, those conversations where people feel safe to do that. Whether it's around body image, whether it's around sexuality, relationships, whether it's around everything. My view of the world is completely changed. I don't know what to do about my career. You know, my relationships are different. Those are the things that people can suddenly find themselves faced with nowhere to turn.
Exercise has been proven to offer many benefits to patients affected by cancer. It can reduce fatigue, improving overall wellness, physical fitness and building self-esteem. What activities are available in the centre, and how does it cater for the individual needs of the patient or loved one?
Well, we have the drop-ins every day, so people know they can just call in here anytime between 9 and 5. We're here every weekday, so they don't need an appointment. They can just call in, and sometimes, you know, a lot of people do, but the building does just self-regulate. People just come and go for different reasons and settle into the space and find out what they'd like, and it might be then that we will help them move towards Maggie's evidence-based programme. So what we're doing is ultimately supporting people to feel well enough to get on with their lives. We've got yoga. Yoga is so popular. When they do it here, some people may never have attempted yoga in their lives and think it's for the super fit young people. But what we want people to understand is it's not, it's for everybody. But you can do it here in a safe place with people who've also been affected by cancer, who are making a slow start too towards recovery and literally rebalancing and beginning to trust their body again and get moving again and think, oh, actually I'm okay, I can do this now, and think about doing more next time.
And is it just for patients, or is it for their loved ones, friends?
Yeah, it is. We really understand at Maggie's that, you know, families and friendship groups are all affected when a loved one has cancer. Everybody's impacted, everybody's upset, and everybody's taking a turn to support that person, and we're here to support all of them as well for however long they need it too.
The glass house is spectacular. In all senses, it is a magical part of the Maggie Centre, incorporating a quiet, peaceful zone away from the hubbub of the hospital, a place to reflect, converse and enjoy the open space.
People love this glass house. I think people who've ever had a greenhouse of their own, or maybe downsized to a flat now, or not able to do the garden in the way they used to, love to help us in this glass house. And you know, they leave things for each other. They leave seeds on the table with pictures, and you know, there's a whole movement going on here. We've got, beyond this, we've got the vegetable garden which we use, and we harvest the stuff and cook together, and that allows us to do an informal discussion really around nutrition.
Many patients and their loved ones have benefited from utilising the services of Maggie's. Allied health professionals, as well as GPs, can help raise awareness and encourage their patients to visit and obtain the additional support they may need for their long journey ahead.
It's light, it's bright, you're only in the door a few seconds and somebody's come to greet you with a cup of tea. I find it very cheerful, and I enjoy coming, and it's just a place to get away. to come and talk to people who obviously want to be on a similar road, which is the good side of cancer, because not everything is bad. Nobody wants to get it. It's very much a support group, and for me, I think it's you don't feel as lonely because you meet other people here who've also got cancer, different kinds of cancer, some the same as you, and it's nice to talk. I feel people should talk more. It certainly made me appreciate my life a lot more and stop worrying about things that are not that important. Because there are some people out there that are really struggling, and I've often said to them, is there a support group near you that you can go and talk to, because the families are not coping very well or the friends are not coping very well, but now they've got Maggie's, and I think that's brilliant.